Targum Ruth, Ruth 2:2, the second part. Here we have the word for after, and this is the relative, and this comes before the sheen, kaf, chet, verbal root of finding, and it's the afel, imperfect, first person common singular. After whom I will find, and here we have mercies, which is masculine plural, in his eyes, where this is third person masculine singular, and we see its eyes because of this cholam vav. So continuing on, and she said, so here we have, just as we did at the beginning, here, a all perfect third feminine singular, she said to her, and this is aleph zayin lamed as a verbal root, pa'al imperative feminine singular, go, my daughter, first common singular. So altogether this verse reads, Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, I will go now to the field, and I will gather among ears of grain after one whom I will find mercies in his eyes. And she said to her, go, my daughter. Now, before we leave Ruth 2:2, I want to look at this form of the Aleph Zayin Lamed verbal root and this form. You notice in terms of consonants, it's exactly the same, with the exception of the Hirik Yod at the end. So what's going on here? Well, first we have the all imperfect first common singular, which would normally require there be an aleph in the front. But of course, this is an aleph for the first position verbal root. So that's an unusual spelling situation, and it changes the vowels we're dealing with here. Now, down here at the pa'al imperative feminine singular, we know that transitioning from an imperfect second person feminine singular form to the imperative, there was a tav that was dropped at the beginning. And then this Hirik Yod at the end is part of that tav at the beginning, Hirik Yod at the end form. We can consult Meir Bravman's work for an explanation of why it is that Semitic languages have imperative forms that are shortened from imperfect verb patterns, to understand why we end up with a spelling like that. But in any case, let's continue reading in Targum Ruth.